Greetings, fellow prison wardens. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Frostwardens, episode 32, Beaten into Submission. Will the bugs pass out due to it being too cold? They will, but it will take a while. The ambient temperature right now is negative 52 Celsius, which is too cold for most of the bugs. Or all the bugs. But the temperature inside this overhead mountain zone is not cold enough. So if I really wanted to have them chill, what I would do is send fish pick up here to... Oh, that's not even going to do it, because there's this door. Well, I'll have fish pick open these two doors up. Not that it will make... Actually, it won't make a lick of difference, never mind. This is already an outside zone. So we can just wait them out, I guess. It's not entirely unreasonable. We have a lot more insect meat as a result, which, you know, we did say that we are allowed to butcher them. I don't have the materials necessarily to butcher them. Like, I don't want to make a butcher table out of the steel that I don't really have. But at some point, that's what we'll do. Alright, I'm going to change the zoning here. Axios and close. Double check it to make sure that it doesn't have anyone going anywhere crazy. And I think as far as close goes, I'm going to allow the repair of the walls in this section. I know that the bugs are going to be, like, completely ripping this up. And what's happening right now is actually these bugs are attacking me as a result of the mega scarabs getting knocked unconscious as a result of hypothermic slowdown extreme. What I probably want to do in this instance is open up a different valid path into the base so they don't make one. Down here, closing this path. Because I don't need to necessarily fight these bugs, so I'm just going to, like, wait them out. So valid path to the base right now is awkwardly the southern entryway here. But that should... Yeah, the bugs will reset. So what ends up happening is as they lose consciousness, it triggers... It thinks I attacked it. And it triggers them to come attack me. And then eventually, because their hives aren't destroyed, they reset back to their hives. I just need to wait them out. Alright, here we go. Operations. Administer wake up. And Zeusin is going to, or Axios actually is going to do that. No, Axios won't do it. It's against his ideology. So Zeusin is going to do it. So schedule, patient. You just get in the hospital bed. Can you please? Randy, what did I do? Did I kick your dog or something? Like, why are you going ape? We want to... Where is the lung? Do I not have a lung now? Oh, it's right here. Oh, it's in Axios. What do you mean, no doctor? He's like refusing to go down for the wake up. I'll just wait until he's asleep. As far as economic slowdown goes, the spellipedes are getting close to their threshold. The mega spiders haven't even touched their threshold. I'm just gonna kill this blight the old-fashioned way by disrupting the basins. So it looks like Axios isn't bothering to physically do it. Okay. You are, okay, here we go. Zeusin, go operate on Fishpick, administering Wake Up. Okay, Fishpick. Install... I'm going to use some of our steel to build a light here, so that it's a well-lit environment, so that the surgery for Axios is better. And you are then going to get a left lung. So surgery success chance for Fishpick is what? 83%? As a result of higher than normal manipulation. So we raised it almost 10% through drugs, which is good. Okay, it worked. Let's hope we don't have to do that again. Because, use hard drug is going to be a bit of a mood bane on him. But, you know, I thought it was worth the risk, or worth the boost. Then the other thing I wanted to do was to clean up some of the other drugs. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to have Pierogi do that. I'm also seeing a lot of questions in chat that is easily answered by just reading the details of this series, which is why I haven't been addressing them. So if you're like, why aren't I doing X, Y, or Z? It's like, it probably is answered already. One thing that occurred to me is, I should probably keep my nice clothing separated. Because it's kind of hard to burn my bad clothing if it's, like, strewn about everywhere. So I'm not going to load all the AO, just most of the AO into the caravan to get rid of. And at some point, I'm going to have enough cloth, I hope, that any tattered clothing can just be, like, left out on the ice. So that I don't have to manually clear it like I am now. And this is to reduce colony wealth, so that the raids that I'm having to deal with are easier to survive. Because, as I'm sure you just saw, some of the raids I'm getting hit with are, wealthy. And that's dangerous. Cheers! And, Winter Sleep, thank you for the resub. Some of these clothing are not tattered, but they're poor quality, which gives it poor insulation properties. So I'm getting rid of it for that reason instead. So, we've got, yeah, here's the junk. I think everything left in here is okay. The toque and the parka's fine. I'm going to load up most of the smoke leaf joints and burn them too. And not in the fun way. Alright, that looks about right. We also have like 12 reinforced barrels, which adds a considerable amount of colony wealth. So I might destroy some barrels. For wealth management reasons. So to that end, let's rearm the mortars using 2 barrels and then destroy like, I don't know, half those barrels. Keep like 4. So low reinforced barrels, 2 at a time. And if you missed the explanation as to why, this is to lower colony wealth to make raids less ridiculous. Because really high wealth colonies garner really high wealth raiders. And we don't really want that. Hey, Crimson, thank you for the resub. And Wasteland Puppy, too. Are these even flammable? Yes, 10% flammable. If it burns, I'll burn it. Alright, check it up on the bugs. The Spellopedes are on serious hypothermic slowdown. The Mega Scarabs are straight up unconscious. The Mega Spiders aren't cold enough yet to freeze. But they will. Oh, come back. What's the wealth at now? It won't immediately recalculate sometimes. Like, it dropped maybe 5,000 or so. A lot of the wealth is a result of, like, the legendary stuff. Like, a legendary poker table's worth, you know, 1,800, or legendary bed's worth 500. Which is really high market value. And that's one of the drivers for why things are dangerous as they are. Well, we're gonna fix it. So Axios has a bit of farming to do, and then some corpse hauling. Ooh. Anesthesia wooziness. So yeah, I'll check back in, but it does look like the wealth items dropped, which is an indicator that this is the recalculation here. So it dropped about 5k. Oh, hi bugs. I'm guessing that means most of the Spellopedes are now unconscious? Yes. So it's just the Mega Spiders that are left. And they... I would say in like a half season, we'll start to get hypothermic slowdown. Now, here's the thing. They're going to spawn more bugs, and it's going to become a bigger problem. So what we're going to want to do is to deal with that with our defenders of our colony before they become even greater of an issue. So they're going to be respawning pretty soon. So I'm going to try to fight them in a minute. It's also, I think, a pretty good time to have a session vote. So here are the current session proposals. The stalwarts want all of the members of their own ideology to wear ideological colors, meaning I would need to grow Tinctoria. And I would have 1 season to get the clothing dyed. And it would be a requirement. So if the clothing wasn't the right color, it isn't worn. The Pilgrims want to enshrine manual labor within their beliefs, because they believe in hard work. The Stalwarts are willing to compromise, that both prefer ideological colors, but they are not necessarily required. And the Pilgrims are willing to compromise, that they will enshrine manual labor and agree to stop heating the base with corpses, which is something that the Stalwarts have asked for. You could either defer to me or abstain from voting. And as a little reminder, the way this works is you are welcome to, or rather invited to, self-assign a faction So self-assigned stalwart, self-assigned pilgrim, and once you've done that, you only vote in line with the faction that you've self-assigned. So if you want to consider yourself a stalwart, you would never vote for a pilgrim initiative. You would only vote for stalwart, stalwart compromise, abstaining, or deferring, as a for instance. So I'll give you, that's more time than I meant to put on the board, but yeah, let's give you one more minute and have you decide that. But it looks like the pilgrims are unwilling to compromise, and the stalwarts are willing to compromise, but because the stalwarts have split their vote between compromise and non-compromise, the pilgrims might win anyway. We'll see. It's also worth noting while this voting is up, that the history of voting has mostly been weighted since the 6th session. Only pilgrims have won once. And I did allude to the fact that there is some consequences for one faction dominating the politics over another. This series is, it's worth mentioning, designed with that in mind, because that is very much at the core of Frostpunk, for those that are not aware. At the core of Frostpunk, you have schisms between the factions. It's part of Frostpunk. So, one faction being oppressed is by design, in other words. And it seems like it is a pretty close poll here. Okay. The result of this poll is an interesting one. Nothing passed. No factions are happy, but nothing passed. If it's tied, the steward, myself, could be the tiebreaker, and I chose not to be. So nothing happens. No benefits are derived. There is a bit of a meme for people that are unfamiliar with the channel, that often I find that you guys try to force me into a tie. So in this case, if it's tied, nobody wins. If you defer to me, often nobody wins. I have been keeping the NPM on. It's not a lot of wattage, and our batteries can handle it. And one of the advantages is we don't pack lunches, meaning that we eat on tables far more frequently, which is a bit of a benefit. Alright, Axios, I think you have a lot of farming to do. So let's actually see some progress. And Fishpick could try to manually convert Dobie. I'm curious. 32%? Oh, that's worth doing. Which means, Fishpick, you should be wardening more than the others. There. Fixed. We have a lot of fuel for the Ark. We're gonna get like 4 days and change. Yep. And then once the corpses are cleaned up, I'm gonna have, I'll probably end up having Axios. And so the new waves of bugs, I think, are about to reproduce. So now that it is daybreak, Zeusin is not fast enough, moving-wise. To be fair, Axios really isn't either. I'm gonna have Cardinal come up here. Alright, here they go. So the Mega Spiders are, like, getting aggressive as a result of members of their hive taking damage. And what I'm planning on doing is trying to use Cardinal, who can move the fastest, to continually engage the spiders, the Mega Spiders, to draw them to the kill box so that we can shoot at them from cover, because the spiders will take a while to path around the kill box. I can even stand in the water because I don't think it's going to be much of an issue. So the mega spiders will reset periodically, but if I keep engaging them and keep luring them in, you know, we can draw them into a fight. It'd be really helpful if you actually hit your target, though. That way you slow them down. They're starting to get the hypothermic shutdown. The reason why I wasn't willing to wait too much longer is we're going to end up with a situation of a whole new wave of bugs. And one could argue that it's a good source of food, but I'd rather not risk our colony by having active large hives of bugs rampaging. Sounds dangerous to me. So one went wide. I don't know why. Reproduces in 2 hours. Alright, let's see if Fish Pick can make it in time before it reproduces. 23 hours, 20 hours, 4 hours. This wasn't as timed as well as it could have been, but, like, obviously my guys were, like, recovering from being massacred in the last raid, and it was a rough recovery. Alright, I didn't mean to drag you into this. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get there before the reproduce. The corpses aren't going to rot unless we get a toxic fallout, so there's really not a rush to butcher. I can leave them out. And I'm trying to get Fish Pick to have access to be able to clear out some of the hives before they really start to replicate. So we have 2 spellipedes and a mega spider to kill. And I think that, and a mega scarab. I don't think that's unreasonable to kill by hand. So I'm going to see if I can't get Fish Pick to sneak in from the back for this hive if I lure the main group with my shooters. And I guess this is technically combat, so let's turn to combat colors. I don't think I'm going to get here in time. Really? The second group could not care less about the... There we go, there we go. Yeah, he's gonna get it in time. Nice, and the spellipede is already knocked out. Oh, what's the timer on this one? Oh, 4 days, yeah, that's fine. I think this was a hive that spread. Where the, cable was. Yeah, Fish Pick's clearing it out while the shooters are luring them away. It looks like there's 1 scarab left. That is not hard to deal with. Everybody with Axios heads back to the base. To the victor goes the spoils. We'll have Fish Pick eat some of the jelly and finish off some of the hypothermic slowdown. Wildlife. It's a lot of bugs. Now, the other thing is, like, how to clean this area up. I think, personally, my desire is to repair what got damaged. The walls and the like, so it doesn't happen again. But then eventually we're going to have to figure out how to, you know... Like, are we going to fill in the walls where the caves collapsed? I'm not really sure. Gonna get a lot of meat. Ray is 2 resistance away from joining. Nice. Dobie's down to 38 certainty. Wow, that certainty is really dropping much faster than I thought it would. Yeah, we're keeping the power on. Axios is doing a pretty good job of cleaning up all the corpses. And Pierogi's the only one with a bad mood modifier as a result of, well, life, I guess. I'm a little tempted to have him smoke some... I'll have him consume jelly. There's lots of jelly, I guess. How much silver does it add? It's a 1-to-1 ratio. So, you know, 1,000 silver is 1,000 colony wealth. Oh, it's snowing. I'm not going to be able to torch corpses. Alright, we are 4th of September. Yeah, silver is not too bad for colony wealth. And then one of the advantages that we're eventually going to have is I'll be able to make sterile tiles in the hospital with the silver once we have sterile tile research done. Speaking of research, I'm going to get the research tables back up because Pierogi is helping to do builds. I do want the Deadfall Trap tunnels back, though. That's been taking a minute. How much wake up do I have left? 35? Okay, yeah, let's torch that as well. So I'm torching some of the drugs just out here rather than hauling it. Ambrosia is a not hard drug, so both factions can use it. But I'm being a little bit choosier about what I torch. Ikte, thank you for the resub too. Alright, this shelf here was supposed to be for cloth. Because it's right next to the tailor bench. Alright, there is a few corpses yet to be burned. Oh, a prison break. Well, that's going to be awkward. Especially given that Ray was about to join. I'm gonna tell everybody not to fire at will. And Fishpick's gonna drop his knife. Trying to do, like, minimum damage, if possible. Well, a teeny nearly died. There he goes. Come on, fight back. There goes Dobby. Dobby is going to be arrested. There we go. Atini arrested. Dobby arrested. Oh, can you please just stop that? Capture. Capture. Hope we're punching the right guy. It's really hard to tell right now. It's like a mosh pit. Alright, capture and capture. Alright, they've been captured. Patching up our compatriots are going to be the priority. Cardinal did lose a toe, which is unfortunate. But they didn't, I don't think, took permanent damage. Oh, just another day. And in a moment here, I'm going to have Axios turn in before he has a mental break. I was hoping to get some more of the corpses gone. I mean, he was out in an Aurora. That's got to be pretty, right? And Fishpick is practicing medicine. He'll probably hit 8, which is pretty respectable for someone that doesn't have a passion. Not bad at all. A jail... At least be original. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to stop it in time. Well, that's fun. Fishpick, drop your knife. Fortunately, only one was conscious from the last jailbreak attempt, so it was really easy to suppress that jailbreak. It was basically Fishpick going, "Did you not learn your lesson?" Cracks knuckles, pop, down. But, like, for real, stop. Because it's getting ridiculous. Randy likes the symmetry of 2 events of the same type. 2 raids, 2 bugs. Well, not technically 2 bugs, but they did respawn. 2 prison breaks. Just cut it out. I need a break. Next infections? Yeah, maybe. Go get something to eat. And then 10. It's going to be a little bit harder to recruit and convert. Because being in extreme pain, you know, is not good for the mood. But it's not my fault. So Ray is fully patched. Got an old stab scar. I don't know if that was from this fight or not. Is the prison break a Randy trigger? Yeah, it's a storyteller trigger. All events are storyteller triggers. Alright, they are all patched up. And raised down to 0 resistance. So, should be joining any minute now. Dobie has converted. And is at resistance 7. So, should be joining relatively soon as well. Atini is down to 14%. Dobie was at 100% and passed Atini, which is kind of funny. Axios, you should don your assault rifle. So now we're in the phase of, let's fix the valid entry doorways. Done. So we are... I guess I need 4 more. We're in the, like, repair the base phase, and then once that's done, I'll try to fix the mining tunnels. I know I haven't built up any steel supply, but, you know, for pretty good reason, because it got trashed by bugs. Alright, Ray has joined. Just a reminder to all of you, Ray is a stalwart. A tough body modder brawler with interest in plants, melee, medical, and crafting. I'm going to make Ray the new doctor as they will level up faster. I'm also going to allow Ray to help out in the farm, even though Ray is not particularly good at it yet. Technically speaking, these stalwarts are due for individual bedrooms. The issue is I don't exactly have a good room for Ray to be in right now. Like, we are a bit strapped for materials and the like. So what I could do is put Ray in the storeroom as a stopgap. I would just need to heat it sufficiently so that it does not get Ray dead. And with that said, let's go ahead and trigger the raffle timer for Ray. You are going to be unnamed for now. And I will spend some resources hooking up a heater in there. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Frostwardens, which originally streamed live on Twitch March 2nd. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Frostwardens.